I think this review is about to either A, people will see the power here, get on board, have a good time, or B, people are going to hate every single second of this review, and I'm not really sure that there's an in-between. I want to bring attention to the PsyOps Battleground Solar Waveframe Grenade Launcher Explosive Personality. I have it crafted, I have my full final version with 2 enhanced perks. I'm going to show the process of why I chose certain perks, the launch barrel and the mag. It has something that's never been on a wave frame, and years ago I covered concussion grenades, covered disruption break on Truth Teller, and tube launchers with certain perks or mag options, they've made a real impact in the Crucible. You're going to be seeing some gameplay today that's pretty nuts, and since it's a wave frame, I believe that the playstyle is actually easier to do and more deadly than a traditional tube launcher. I'm going to talk about weapon pairings with it, what you can do with it, and how sometimes it still works when it shouldn't. It's kind of got a little bug to it. Explosive Personality is a 72 RPM solar wave launcher, and again, you get it from the PsyOps Battlegrounds. You need 3 deep sight weapons to unlock the pattern, random drops from the chest at the end, engrams at the war table, focusing at the war table. Once you get 3 of them complete, you can shape it. The wave frames all pretty much have the same stats. Like, say you were to see a stat that's 71, compared to the other wave frames, all the stat points are going to be within 4 or 5 of each other. Nothing really jumps out as a dominant stat over the other. And since you can craft it, you can maximize stats. Not even min-max, just maximize stats. The role that you're seeing, mostly in this gameplay, is going to be Threat Detector Disruption Break. That's before I got my crafted version. But the main goal is Disruption Break. Yes, it's always worked in the Crucible. The wave deals 130 damage. That will break their shields. Once that shield is broken, they're debuffed for 5 seconds, and all kinetic damage to them deals 50% more. And a small rule to remember, to follow, is that since this does 130, you need about 70 total damage from there. The body shot damage that you deal with the weapon, again, a loose rule to follow, the body shot damage is pretty much going to match the original headshot damage, like a 140 hand cannon, Lumina, Ace of Spades, IS Luna, whatever it is. It's going to deal 70 to the body after you hit them with Disruption Break. And 70 is also what it deals to the head, and of course the headshot multiplier is even more. In pretty much all of the gameplay, I'm using damage perks. That means loading in things like Memento Mori, loading in kill clip, multi-kill clip, whether that be on Chroma Rush, Judgment, Messenger. My Loud Lullaby is surplus kill clip. Crazy good with this combination, because I have surplus to get a fast reload, go right into 2-tapping. The sky's the limit on what you could pair it with. I have a lot of variety in this video. Like, one of my favorites is Dead Man's Tale, the DMT. Hipfire the nade launcher, hipfire DMT. The DMT does 69 to the body. That gets you the easy cleanup. And one thing I noticed, it's kind of weird, it's a bug. There's a lot of times where the wave actually misses the target, but the target's next to it. It does no damage, but it actually hits them with Disruption Break. It's really odd. So even when you miss, you still win. It happens a lot, actually. Sometimes they're close to the initial explosion of the wave and the wave doesn't hit them, but for whatever reason that hits them with Disruption Break. So 2-tap 140s, things like that. And overall though, why I think it's deadlier is just how fast you can do it without missing. Because if someone's rushing you, just shoot it straight down at your feet, hit fire them in the body. You can do that with most weapons. And after the proximity changes to the Truth Teller and other traditional tube launchers, a lot of times it won't detonate or you miss. Maybe they're too close to you, it just doesn't go off unless you direct impact them. Now with these, you can jump, bait doorways, hover in the air, backpedal, do whatever. You can be aggressive, shoot it down lanes for a quick swap. It helps against Wormhusk Hunters and more. And I played this playstyle a couple years ago, and I've always wanted it to be on a wave frame. Now it's here. So when I crafted mine, to me at least, this is how you min-max those stats, max those stats, because some of them are capped. At level 16, you're gonna have all perks unlocked, but with how the stats work, here's what you need to know. The blast radius caps at 55, the base is 55, so don't put on a blast radius frame. Where these shine is velocity, handling, and reload. The velocity is increasing the speed of the projectiles fired by the weapon, getting that wave out quicker. Handling is the speed that it can be ready, aimed, stowed. So that also includes aim down sight speed, and then reload, of course, is the time it takes to reload. So for this, you want to take a velocity masterwork right out of the gate. And for the barrel, you see how hard launch gets the velocity to 97? That looks good, but instead you actually want to use quick launch. That gets it to 93. That also helps with your handling speed. For the mag, high velocity rounds. Increased projectile speed gives a little bit of reload. So when you have these pairings, and this is going to be for all waveframes, and honestly all GLs, all tube launchers too, look at this end result. It has max blast radius at 55, max velocity at 100, 85 handling, 80 reload, 35 stability, but who cares? And at level 20, each stat gets a little bump. This is a complete crafted weapon. Everything is max on it, like I said, 185, 80. Then you add on a reloader if you want. I do, and you're just good to go. It's crazy good. Perk-wise, this is Solar. Solar 3.0 in theory is going to open up more possibilities. I'm going to talk about PvE in the final section, but the Solar waveforms are great. because they work with the Trinity Warmind cells. But back to this, for the Crucible, I've taken enhanced autoloading and enhanced disruption break. And I want to be clear, I went all in to get the absolute most I can out of this weapon. You don't really have to, because all the enhanced perks are just a little bit tad on top. Just a little bit more. Some are okay, some are some are great. And in this case, like enhanced autoloading, it's just a half second quicker on the reload, 0.5. Disruption break makes it last a half second longer. So what I'm getting is a tad bit faster on the auto load and a tad more time with disruption break. So 5.5 seconds for disruption break. And this does so well, I did spend all the mats with 2 enhanced perks. And actually, this is my first double enhanced weapon that I've crafted. That's how much I like it, that's how strong it is, and that's how confident I am in it. But for the other perks, in the first column we have Genesis, Threat Detector, Field Prep, Feeding Frenzy, Stats for All, Autoloading, and a real quick thing for aggressive play in the Crucible, Field Prep's an option because with how it works out, it gets this launcher while you're crouched to 100 reload and adds on a 0.8 times scaler, so it's actually faster than 100 reload. And this is so you can shoot shot after shot after shot the quickest that you can. In the second column, Disruption Break, Unrelenting, Frenzy, Golden Tricorn, Turnabout, One for All. I honestly believe that autoloading or field prep with Disruption Break is the best PvP role. You can go other routes, but I just really don't see it. Let's be honest with each other here. The wave frame or the tube launchers of the Crucible, they're primers, not finishers. So Unrelenting means you have to actually get kills, 2 of them, within 10 seconds with the actual launcher. Frenzy, it gets you to 150 total wave damage. That's Golden Tricorn has a lot of effort in the Crucible, and again, you have to get kills with it. Turnabout, One for All, not so much. Not for the Crucible. So I think that's honestly the only way to go. And even if it had different perks, I don't care what was on it, this is how I would do this. I would go with Disruption Break, because it's really special on these type of weapons. PvE-wise, I do put value in a role like this. This is just a flat out role that I got. It's not crafted. I'm gonna wait for Solar 3.0, and if it works well, I will craft it and possibly go enhanced. It's Field Prep, Golden Tricorn. This works well with Sunbreaker, because you have the Sunspot, Sun Warrior, Warlock, and then you can get it going on the Golden Gun Hunter, and hopefully the Golden Gun Hunter gets some love with Solar 3.0 in PvE, but the idea is to keep working with the 50% more damage with Tricorn, and it's honestly, like I said, really good with Sun Warrior. It can be done, not to mention the Warmind Cell Trinity. Rage of the Warmind, Wrath of Rasputin, Burning Cells, then add on Reach. And this combination with the cells was great on Marty back in the day, and it's good on this one too. Only this time, you're working with 50% more damage. There's things like Turnabout, there's also things like One for All. And to pair with One for All, you would think that Stats for All is the play. Not on these, no. Because Stats for All gives range, stability, handling, and reload. You don't really care about the range, you don't really care about the stability or the handling too much. You're mostly worried about the reload. You would actually go Field Prep on these. Because again, how it works out, you get 100 reload with the scaler, just to keep pumping out shots. It's either that or auto-loading with One for All. Unrelenting could be really good too because you get a lot of multi-kills in PvE with these things. You can constantly refresh your health. But this video is mostly about Disruption Break in the Crucible. It's so good. I've been having a blast with it. DMT is really good. I've been using Lumina, getting noble rounds, shooting at teammates, and going on streaks. Memento Mori is really good. I have some multi-mock plays. Chroma Rush with Kill Clip. It's been a blast. And weapons like these, you don't really see used like this. Truth Teller a little bit, but I think that the Wave does open up this playstyle a little bit more. And honestly, at mid-range, since you know that they have it, you want people jumping. That way you can just switch back to your primary and take them out. And within the playstyle, if someone's close, you can shoot it at your feet with the Wave. A melee final blow will take them out. You can take them out with a kinetic weapon. You can do a lot. And there is a pro and con versus the tube versus the Wave. The tube can bounce off walls, get people behind cover, but the Wave can be shot down quickly and just get the process going a little bit quicker. It's also, in my opinion, much better in close quarters, 10 meters and in. Because if someone is rushing you, you're just gonna jump straight back and shoot that on the ground. You can do the combination fast enough before they can get to you. But I wanted to make this video. I've been having a blast with it. I saw that it could roll it. I got a basic roll to try, and all of this gameplay is pretty much just Threat Detector Disruption Break, but the auto-loading disruption is a lot better. And now that we're at the end, I still think it's those two things. A, you think it's pretty cool, you're gonna try it out, which I think it's really deadly. Or B, you hated every moment of this, and that's fine too. There's a lot of ways to play this game, and when I cover things, I talk about what I think is cool, what does work, and how certain things can be applied. Like I just went over Thoughtless with the headstone. I used it this past weekend in Trials. It did extremely well, holding the ghost within the crystal. Some people don't care about things like that, but I think it's cool. This game has a lot to offer, and this is a very, very unique one, be in a wayframe with disruption break. If you're new here, remember to hit the subscribe button, and if you are subscribed, thank you so much for your support. Let's talk about it down below. I do think that the raid waveform is a little bit better for PvE. This is going to be better at a later date once Solar gets its updates. Even right now, you can get it to work, but I mostly wanted this for the Crucible. Let's talk about it all down below. Thank you for watching, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.